Hello, YouTube. Can you guys hear me? Oops. What happens when you Alt-Tab back into the game? That's cool. I was like, you can't breathe fire unless you can catch the grass on fire. And I was like, I gotta put that in, so. I'm gonna look back and forth between my two monitors here and look for questions. I don't know if I'll catch all the questions. I'm just kind of like, this is like an impromptu sneak peek. The patch just went live. I know everybody's really hyped about the Flamestalker, and that's one of the new skins. He's a little mopey, but that's the nest and the eggs. There's a Flamestalker baby. The grass doesn't stay burnt. If the fire was allowed to spread, it'd just kill your frame rate with all the fire particles and stuff. So it has to die out, unfortunately. The patch should be out before the end of the month, at least for Kickstarter Head Start backers. So if you are a Kickstarter backer, if you took that leap of faith and you backed Day of Dragons back in 2019, and you got the beta access perk as your backer perk in your pledge, you get what we call head start. So you get 1 week head start, so you'll be able to play the Flamestalker a week early, and then when the Inferno Ravager's coming out, you'll get to play that one a week early. You'll be able to nest in people that don't have head start, but you know, if none of you nested anybody in, then everybody else would have to wait a week to play the Flamestalker. But that's one of the perks of backing us, you know, and having that leap of faith and helping us kickstart our project so that we could develop our game. So we really appreciate all you Kickstarters that you know, backed us and had faith in us, and back when we were just you know, a prototype, you know, demo of a vision of a game that, you know, I wanted to make and didn't have the money to make it. And then, you know, we pitched our, you know, vision to the world, and there was like 12,000 people that said, that's the game I want to play. So appreciate all the Kickstarters out there. This is the Flamestalker Dragon, and this is the first dragon that we conceptualized. This is first one I wanted to make, but it's not the first one that I put in the game, and the main reason for that is it's a very complicated dragon. So we wanted to, you know, and this is my first game, so I had to figure out how our production pipeline and development pipeline would go. So I went ahead and started with I was going to start with the shadow scale, and I thought, as we were talking, in development, we started having a lot of questions, about the wings and the rig, and so, and we actually, we had the shadow scale concepted and modeled, but before we started putting a dragon in the game, I wanted to start really simple, and so I looked at the list of dragons that I was going to put in the game, and I saw that the acid spitter was probably one of the simplest designs we had to start from. So that's why we started with the acid spitters, to get our production methods and pipeline ironed out on the easiest one before we started working on the complicated ones. It's a whole lot easier to fix mistakes on an easy, simple dragon than it is to fix mistakes. It's a lot cheaper to fix mistakes on a simple design than on a very complicated design like the Flamestalker. So that's why we went with the acid spitter first. And then the shadow scales, not as complex as the Flamestalker, so we put that one in next. And since then we had already got our quadrupeds down with the acid spitter, the shadow scale, and the Flamestalker, so the next thing is the Inferno Ravager, which will be our first wyvern that we put in the game. So that that's a different type of rig, so it makes sense production wise for that one to be last. So we started with the no wing quadruped, then we started with the simplest winged quadruped, then the complex winged quadruped, and now we're moving to a it's kind of like a biped quadruped mix, because it walks on its wings and its back legs. And so, and when you're outside looking in, you're like, why are they putting that acid spitter in? Why is the DLC thing going in first? It shouldn't be going in first. I mean, yeah, if you're on the outside looking in, you'd think that that one would go in, later because it's a DLC. But when you're on the inside, trying to get all your methods down pat, you want to start with the simplest design. And so, I stuck to my plan of it being a DLC, but I had to move it way ahead up into the into the front of the line instead of the back of the line where it used to be. Yeah, so it all worked out, and I'm really glad that we started with the acid spitter, because we made a lot of mistakes on the acid spitter, and they were a whole lot cheaper to fix on the acid spitter than they would have been on the Flamestalker. So we saved a lot of money by starting with the acid spitter first. And you guys are chatting away, and I wasn't reading any questions while I was chatting away. And I got to look over and see all the chat. And after this is done, I will go back through and read all the chat, and I'll read everything everybody said, because I like seeing what people are saying about the game. Sometimes there's some haters and very critical people that's like, why are they even bothering? Go pick on some other game that is a real scam. So the thermal vision is something that you have to keep active. It uses stamina. It will just turn itself off if you don't keep it active, but every time you press Q, you'll do this little animation where you taste the air, kind of like a snake would, and it keeps your heat vision going. So as long as you keep doing that, you'll keep it on, and every time you do it, it uses stamina. So you manually have to keep it active. It won't just automatically stay on, and it's because it's a very powerful skill, and I want you to have to actually, each time you want to use it, you have to actually press Q or whatever you assign to your special ability. But you can't use it forever because it does use stamina, unless you're crouching. If you're in the stalk mode, it uses a very, very tiny little bit of stamina, and so you can technically use it forever as long as you stay in stalk mode. Hence the Flame Stalker. I don't care what some people say, we have the best flight system of any survival game on the market, any animal survival game on the market. Nobody tops Day of Dragon's physics-based flight system. The range on the heat vision is you're really good up to 50 meters, and then it starts fading out to 100 meters. Yep, we have the best animations. I mean, there's some dino games that have good animations, but we have some really, really good animations. Our models are amazing looking. I mean, we have some super detail in our models. Yeah, Jahal did an extremely excellent job on model design. I mean, look at this guy. He's a beautiful dragon. Update is coming very soon. Very, very soon. on fire. Oh, now he's burning. I set the acid spitter on fire, and you can stack fire dots up to 3 times. So, and each stack, like a 3-stack fire, will do burn dot will do a whole lot more damage than a 1-stack. And the only way to lose the fire is either wait for the fire to go out on its own, which can take a little while, or go jump in the water. And it's a whole lot easier to go jump in the water. Well, that's a good question. So the way the inventory works is you'll have you basically store things in your stomach. So there'll be dragon pearls in the game, and dragon pearls are, you know, a part of different dragon lore. And I can't remember what Parrot calls the compartment of the dragon's stomach. That there's like a compartment that holds items that are not digested, and so the dragon pearls, you can have only 1 pearl equipped at a time. We might allow 2. It depends. I think we're going to have 1 cosmetic pearl and then 1 buff pearl that buffs your stats. And there'll be 3 tiers of pearls. There'll be a lesser dragon pearl, a dragon pearl, and then an ancient dragon pearl. And a lesser pearl gives you 1 stat buff. A regular dragon pearl gives you 2, and an ancient dragon pearl gives you 3. And then the cosmetic pearls, they give you 1 cosmetic effect, kind of like the sky jellies. And so you're only able to store, we're looking at like only 4 in your inventory, in your stomach inventory. So you could have 1 active, and then 3 available, and then you can also trade them. So you'd be able to like puke them up, vomit up your pearl, and then it would spawn on the ground, and then somebody else can pick it up and eat it if they have an open pearl inventory slot. And then so that's a way you can trade your pearls. And then there's also going to be a mechanic where on PvP servers, if you die, you drop whatever pearl is in your inventory slot. So the ones that are not active are safe, but the one that you have equipped will drop when you die. So, and then the other ones, they stay on your character, or your when you respawn, you'd still have them available to you. But the one that was equipped becomes a loot item that other people can then take. Inventory will be kind of like this. I might actually put this on the same HUD. I don't know. I might try rearranging this a little bit, or resizing it, or I might just make a different inventory HUD. I'm not sure yet. Or it might go in the social panel. I don't know. Well, there's no room in the social panel. It'd probably go either on the character panel, or there'd be an inventory or something. What do the Flamestalker mushrooms look like? I'll show you. There's one over here somewhere. That's what it looks like right there. It's a Flamestalker mushroom. on fire, so. Yep, and into the water. The best way to put out the fires is jump in the water. No update on the Lava Lands map. We are still searching for a dedicated level designer. We'll update you all on that as we can. But I have decided not to do the Lava Lands map myself. I'm gonna just wait until we get a level designer and have a level designer do it. And that's less time that I have to spend working on a map that a lot of people don't like. But hey, the Forgotten Forest, that was my first map, so I think I did a pretty good job for my first time on a map. So I'm not a map designer, I'm a programmer. Flamestalkers are not immune to fire damage. This guy is 74%, so you have a base 70% resistance to fire. Inferno Ravagers are 100% immune to fire, but Flamestalkers are only 70%, but they are immune to burn, so you can't put a burn dot on a Flamestalker. No, this test map is not going into the public branch. I have no idea how many mushrooms they need to get to Elder. It's not a set number. It's not based on number. It's based on a algorithm that takes into account their time to grow. Yeah, there are skins for but I haven't disabled in the testing because I don't want testers to, sit in here and try to unlock all the skin crafting recipes. That's not what they're in here for. And trust me, there would be testers in here doing just that. Laying eggs and hatching is like almost instant in the test server, so when we're in here, you can like lay a nest, and then there's eggs just pop in. They're ready to hatch, and so they could just be like going to town testing for new skins and stuff. So they're all stuck with Iconic. There is a elder change coming that's going to add an additional way for players to get to elder coming in the 1.m update, the Flamestalker. I have a lot of the dominant recessive stuff in. It's actually going to be in with the Flamestalker in the background, but it's not going to do anything. I want to get this update out first, and then that'll be coming in sometime after. It's almost done, but I don't want to spend more time on the genetic thing, and everybody wants the Flamestalker in, so I can always patch that in later. There, I mean, the recessives are there, coming in. They're in here right now on the test server, but you have no way of seeing what they are, and you have no way of using them right now. So the nesting doesn't use the recessives yet, but they're there. I just have a lot of more work to do on getting the new genetic thing, working properly and the way I want it. I don't want to waste it. It's probably going to take me another probably 3 or 4 days, and I want to get this out by the end of the month. So. No, it's not going to blind him. You can see that's what fire looks like with thermals, and it's not blinding at all. That is an ancient acid spitter down there. Ancients are like really old. They're like hundreds of years old. So they grow really big. What kind of reactions do you expect folks to have for this update? Well, that is a good question, Marley, and I expect there to be mostly a lot of people loving the update, and then there's going to be, you know, the people that said after 2 years they only have 2 dragons in the game are now going to say after 2 years they only have 3 dragons in the game, and that's not going to change. So there's some people that will, you know, they'll never be happy with the game no matter what we do, and no matter how far it comes, no matter how many dragons we add. They're always going to criticize us and put us down and try to convince other people that it's a scam, and you know, we're all dirty devs and all the other crap that they say about us. But then you're going to have the majority of people that are going to say, you know, that's a bunch of bull crap, and these people are, you know, legit. It's a legit game. It's legit content. They're actually working on the game, and people know us, know that we're really nice people. So so that's what I think. I think the majority of people will love it, and then there's going to be a few very vocal haters that have like 10 alt accounts that try to make themselves out to be multiple people, and they're going to say whatever they can to try to discourage people from wanting to play the game. So the Day of Dragons is be awesome, and as a gamer, I look at this game and I'm like, wow, this game, look at these dragons. They look awesome, the animations are awesome, the mechanics in the game are awesome, the gameplay is awesome, the things that we want to do with this game that's on the roadmap are awesome, the things that we have done with this game are awesome. And so, you know, right now we're just lacking on content, but the content's going to come with time. You know, we're quality over quantity, so, you know, give us time and you will be happy, because I'm a perfectionist. I love, you know, making sure everything's just right, and, you know, I'd rather, you know, slowly build a very quality game experience than quickly build a very buggy, glitchy, you know, game experience. And we've, you know, so far, Dot is pretty high on the quality. I mean, you look at other animal survival games and you go in one of their servers, and, you know, there's a lot of network lag, there's low frames per second, and some of them there's a lot of glitches and bugs, and Dot is runs very well. You get steady 60 frames. Servers run very well. Yeah, we have an occasional crash or two once in a while, but, you know, that's to be expected in a beta. You know, the characters look great, and, you know, the game just runs really good. It's has very few bugs. And I try to put out a lot of, you know, I try to focus on content, and then I do bug fixes, and then content, and then bug fixes. And so it's not content, or just all bug fixes. It's a good balance of both. And you know, this game is going to be much more awesome than it already is. You know, in a couple of years. I mean, we're only our beta came out July 21st, 2021. So that was what, 9 months ago, 9 months ago. That's when the Shadow Scale came out, and now we're putting the Flamestalker in. He'll be in the game on live, most likely before the end of this month is over. So that's pretty good for, you know, the amount of time that we've been developing this game, because you know the Kickstarter was in 2019. That's when we got the funding to make this game, and then our beta version of this game came out in July 2021. So I don't consider the alpha Day of Dragons. That was like what I would have made if I didn't have, you know, the Kickstarter. But it was more like a concept of what I wanted to make, and I never thought that we'd get the full funding that we did on the Kickstarter to be able to put everything in that, you know, we wanted to. And so we've been using we've been using that funding, and it shows. I mean, I think Anthony had put out a video recently, and he said, "Man, they got like $300,000 right here in the test server alone." And this isn't even everything. We got other stuff that you guys haven't even seen yet. But y'all are gonna love this game. I love it. We got, you know, every dragon has like 5 emotes, and right now, you know, you get 5 emotes with just the dragon, and then we made some more emotes for the acid spitter. So if you get the acid spitter DLC, you get the extra emotes with that, and we'll be, you know, as soon as we get an animator freed up, then we're going to start making the extra emotes for, you know, the shadow scale and the flame stalker. I like emotes, and a lot of players do. You know, emotes are very important for like role play. So, and you know, I'm not a hardcore role player, but I do enjoy role playing. So you know, I know there's a lot of people out there that enjoy role play, especially on the PvE servers, and so you know, emotes are really important for role play. Okay, I'm going to go back to looking here and seeing what kind of questions people are asking here. Well, I don't know if we're going to have a burrowing dragon or not. Maybe. Can you see plasma blast with heat vision? I'm not sure. If not, I'll make sure that that's in before the patch goes live, because you know plasma's pretty hot. So yeah. Thank you for that question. No, I don't want to add a food and water meter to the HUD. There's a water and a food icon. And I'm actually going to switch. So I want to show you guys the new icon and the fire effect. Let's see. Shadow scales are not defenseless against flame stalkers. You just gotta stay away from their bite and their fire. So stay at range and use your plasma attacks on them, and you can still kill them. But you get close to them, they'll get you. Okay, cool. So I'm burning right now. You can see the fire effect on me, and you can also see like I get this fire in my HUD while I'm burning, so that's pretty cool. And the burn does damage over time. See the fire effect, so that's cool. Now it will wear off on its own, but the more stacks you get, the longer it takes for the fire to wear off. Keep burning me, Bernie. Okay, so I got one stack on me. I don't know why she's not like keep on toasting me. And now I got 3 stacks of burn on me. Oh boy. Now I'm down to 1 stack. You say, how do you know how many stacks you got? There's little extra flame thingies on the icon. And I burned to death. Oh boy, look at me. Oh wow, somebody just ruined my whole fight. Wow. Does that ever happen to you guys on like the PvP servers? You're like fighting and then somebody comes over and just kills whatever you're trying to kill? I mean, I think I would have won that too. Wow. Cannot believe that somebody just robbed me of my duel. I quit. There was an acid spitter too. You all have my permission to kill acid spitters as Flamestalkers and you know, avenge me. What do you guys think of the baby? Is the baby cute or is the baby really cute? Yeah, all the strange stuff that the other babies have seen, that was actually a flame stalker, so. Strafing? No, we don't have any plans for strafing. I know there's another game that has strafing, but I think it looks really weird. Will riding mechanics make a return eventually? I'd like to bring the riding mechanics back. So I think it'd make sense for flightless dragons. We'll see. We do have the carry mechanic, so for now, there is a way to transport young ones. But we'll see what happens when if we add some tiny flightless dragons to the game. Might bring the whole carry mechanic or the riding mechanic back. We are hoping to get the Flamestalker out. At least the Kickstarter Kickstarter's at the beta head start for the end of the month. Whether or not it will be out for everybody by the end of the month, I'm not 100% sure, but there is a possibility. It depends let's see, I think the last day of the month, it's either a Wednesday or a Thursday, so if testing goes really well this weekend and there's no bugs, and you can ask the testers. Testers have been testing for a long time. They'll tell you how bug-free our test builds usually are. There's usually not very many bugs in the test builds because I try to test things as much as possible before it goes to test server, and I catch a lot before it ever goes public. But if everything goes well on test server this weekend, you could see the Kickstarter build, coming out, as early as Monday or Tuesday. So, and if that happens, then the update for everybody would be out before the end of the month. So it just depends if this build is buggy or not. So far, it seems pretty solid. I'm not really seeing any bugs. Looks like we got a spammer. the chat. One of you mods can get that. The questing is mostly going to be lore based, so it's more like questing is for people wanting to know more about the story and the lore. There's also, you're going to get extra mutation points through questing, and you'll also get cosmetic dragon pearls. Those will come through questing. And there'll also be some regular dragon pearls that will come through questing as well. But that's mainly the rewards for questing will either be pearls, lore content, and mutation points. Oh, here's a Flamestalker nest. And eventually, you know, you'll have to keep. You won't incubate your eggs. You know, they won't incubate them automatically. Eventually, what will happen is you have to sit on the nest to lay the eggs, and then to get them to glow to where they're ready for a player, you'll have to breathe fire on the nest. And so the nest will be on fire, and that will warm the eggs up. And you'll have to make sure that you have to check the nest, make sure that the temperature stays hot, and then the eggs will become ready for. But for right now, you know, like on live, they automatically incubate because the incubation mechanics not in the game yet. But that will be coming, you know, down the line. Here is a juvie Flamestalker, which is about the size of an adult acid spitter. So many dragons in my camera, can't see anything. Let's try over here. The aiming flame breath in the air, it's being fixed, so it's better here on the test server, but it's not where I want it yet, so that's something I'm still polishing. My list of, there's like 5 things on my list that I'm going to be polishing over the weekend, so flame breath is one of them, like the velocity part of it. Look, I got a little beard. Need a razor. It's time to shave. It's just some peach fuzz. Oh. Yeah, the Inferno Ravager, the Wyvern, is almost done. So it's not going to be too long before that one's put in the game too. So we've not really been showcasing him because everything's, we're focusing on Flamestalker right now. But the Inferno is very far along in its development, so you're going to see the Inferno Ravager out probably this summer. Once Flamestalker's out, then you're going to start seeing us running around as Ravagers and showing him off. And then, so by the end of summer, we'll have all the dragons that we had in the alpha will then be in the beta. And so, that's a lot of progress. Oh, there's a bot again. Make sure y'all report them bots. The Nurse Dragon. What would you like me to share about the Nurse Dragon? We're going to start rigging it in the next couple weeks. So the Nurse is going to get rigged, the Singe Crest is going to get rigged, and then we'll start animating both of them after after these two are done. The best way for me to see your question is if you do the @BeAwesomeGames, because then it's red, and otherwise it just kind of blends in with everybody else's chat. Did you all see our baby bio plushie? Parrot really likes the baby bio plushie. Singe Crest. The Blitz Striker. The Shadow Scale. The Flame Stalker. The Inferno Ravager. The Frostfell. And we haven't named her yet. The Spike Dragon. The bad-tempered egg protector thing. The animators use Maya. Flamestalker, how long does it take? It's about an hour longer than a Shadow Scale. Flight camera work is on my list later when I do more polishing. Maps. Well, biomes, we're going to make the lava lands, the dangerous dunes, the forgotten forests. We're going to remake the forgotten forests and the winter winds, and then eventually I do want to do an expansion of mostly a ocean expansion, so I'd have like an all ocean underwater biome, an island biome, a tropical rainforest type biome, and like a beach type biome, with a like maybe a volcanic island, something like that. going to tell you about the map. Well, the new maps that are coming will be designed by a dedicated level designer with experience in map making. I've kind of given up on the whole map thing. I will continue to tweak the current Forgotten Forest map, but I quit working on the lava lands, and I'm going to have somebody else do it. We have been, testing or trying out different level designers to see if they're right for our team, but we haven't, officially hired anybody yet, and when we do, we'll let everybody know. So, but maps are pretty much plug and play. Once the map is done, I can just plug it into the current mega map and just be there. So there's not a whole lot of gameplay code that has to go into the map itself. The only real code that you have to worry about with maps is my mega map. The level, how I am able to do like the different biomes in one big giant mega map. But I can just copy that over. That's nothing. Then the post-process, the world post-process effects and the lighting and the time of day, and most of that's just copy paste, from the current levels. So there's not a really and then of course there's the things in the environment, but the level designer will putting that stuff in, like quest NPCs and mushroom locations and spawn points. But most of the map stuff is just plug it in, just hook it up, and so it's not going to affect my schedule. Once it would take me like 2 days to, and that's it. So that's after a level designer designs the map. Barrel rolls, I'm not sure yet. Maybe. Barrel rolls are a little tricky when you're in a physics-based flight. Did Magma is ready. He is very much ready. I could put him in the game. He's already kind of in the game. I can play him, but there's still a lot of like mechanics I have to do with him. But he's not. I haven't worked on him for mostly balance reasons. Because to fight him, you need somebody that can tank fire. And until the Flamestalker came in, you didn't really have a tank that could tank fire damage. So he's just waiting for the Inferno Ravager, and then I'll put him in the game. And then that will be, that will introduce the faction, the second faction. So you'll have the Dragon faction, you'll have the Elemental faction. Yeah, I already mentioned that about the mushrooms. There's going to be another way to get Elder besides mushrooms coming in with the Flamestalker, but I'm not really going to talk about it right now. How will drakes avoid Pookie, the Sandslayer worm? Oh boy. If you run over the ground, if you're on the ground, you run over the ground, pretty much dead. So there's not really any way to avoid even flyers. If you fly low to the ground, it can still jump out of the ground and snatch you out of the air. So best way to avoid Pookie is don't go in the dangerous part of the dangerous dunes. Mac wants to know, do we plan on adding more dragons in the future once all the planned ones are in the game? That really just depends on whether or not y'all are still playing the game. Singe Crest can bite, yeah. It doesn't do very much damage. Its beam can do damage, but it's not a lot of damage. So it's mostly a support dragon that helps with healing and stopping bleeds. Can also be used for scouting because it's faster than a shadow scale. The only dragon faster than a Singe Crest is the Bio. When people ask me, can I share more info? It's like, yeah, but what kind of info? So if you have a specific question about the Blitz Striker, you know, sure, go ahead and ask me. But a generalized question like sharing info, it's like, yeah, I can. What would you like to know? Do I plan on dropping Kickstarter codes? No. What DLC dragons do we have planned? 3. Acid Spitter. Acid Spitter, the Blitz Striker, and the Fire Behemoth that we haven't named yet. Fire Behemoth will be the antagonist to the Ice Behemoth. Oh, sure, I can fly. There we go. It's lightning is a beam weapon, so you can zap people with, you know, shoot your lightning out of his mouth. But then he also has an EMP. He can charge his bile and kind of like a shadow scale does, and then he can release an EMP that stuns nearby dragons and also AI, and he can like a Thornback, he can EMP the Thornback, which would probably kill the Thornback, but something small like a Bio Dragon. If he EMP'd a Bio Dragon and Bio was stunned, he could slither over to the Bio and then just start eating the Bio whole. You wouldn't have to kill it. So that's one of the things that the amp can do, is eat things alive as long as they're stunned. Not big things, but smaller players and AI. Trello's subject to change, but for now that's kind of how we want to release things in that order. Shadow Scales emotes will be a DLC, yeah. Emotes, you know, they're expensive to make, and they're not really needed for the game. It's kind of like they're cosmetics, and so, you know, they'll be really cheap. But you know, charging something for the emotes allows us to pay the animator to make more emotes. So yeah, so they'll be pretty cheap. But we will charge for the additional emote packs. So except for like the DLC dragons, the emotes will come with the DLC. So if you bought the Acid Spitter, you already have the extra Acid Spitter emotes. The next AI coming in is going to be the Swamp Snapper, and that'll be coming into the Forgotten Forests in that swamp area. So that'll be the largest AI that we've put in the game yet, and they'll be pretty dangerous. I think they're class 3 or 4. So they'll be very dangerous to babies, like deadly to babies, very dangerous to juvies, and somewhat of a challenge for adults. Mostly for Acid Spitters, but Shadow Scales they don't have a breath attack, so you can just burn them down with a Flamestalker or plasma shoot them with a Shadow Scale. That little hamster in a ball, that means that I am invulnerable, so that's super mode. Means I cannot be damaged. The Bio Dragon does not have a damaging ability. Its element is, I guess you would say, light. Its bioluminescence doesn't actually do any damage. It just kind of sticks onto a target and makes them bioluminate, and it wears off after a little while. But makes them really easy to see at night though. I think Flickr already did all the bioluminescence work, and we've already got that integrated into the material, the shaders for the different dragons. I think she already has the spit done too, so all we're just waiting on for the bio is the animations. No, we have not started animating the Singe Crest or the Nurse, but that's going to be starting soon with the rigs, and those will be the next 2 dragons we add to the game. The first 2 Kickstarter dragons will be the Singe Crest and Nurse Dragon. Carly's animating the Nurse, and Anton will be animating the Singe Crest. Yeah, we do have skins, but we're not showing them off. You guys will have to wait till the patch goes live and to go ahead and look at all the skins. The only skin that I've shown off is the, I guess the leftover. I was testing some things on a model in this one map over here. So he's got one of the skins on him. It's pretty obvious what the combination is for that skin, but so that's one of the skins for the Flamestalker. The Singe Crest beam, how will it work? If you're in the group with the Singe Crest, it will stop bleed and it won't do any damage. It will just stop bleed. If you're not in the group, it will actually do some damage. It just doesn't do a lot of damage. Will I be hiring another animator? We are. We do have job postings out. Our hope is to eventually hire Carly full-time. She only works for us part-time right now, but hopefully eventually we'll be able to hire her full-time. So we love Carly. I'm not sure what the Flamestalker run is based on. Parrot might know. I'd have to ask Carly, but it kind of looks like a horse. It looks really good. I'm not planning on hiring a writer for lore. I already have the lore worked out. I do my own writing. Yeah, Blitz Striker Shockwave does, it's like any EMP, it does stun other dragons, renders them, I mean, they can't do anything while they're stunned, so. Will the Blitz Striker get bigger? Maybe. No, the ground fire doesn't currently hurt you when you walk through it. Maybe if I had like some fire that could spread. I thought about putting that in. I'm not sure if I want to or not. But I'm still thinking about how, if I do it, how am I going to do it? It's, you know, with the ground fire and walking through a fire area. I just don't think that that little bit of fire would be hot enough to hurt a dragon. Maybe a, you know, a thornback or a scrab or something, but I don't know about a dragon. It's just a cool effect right now for you know, to show that you burned the ground. I think it's cool. You guys think that's cool? Hybrid will probably be the last Kickstarter dragon we put in the game. Mainly because out of all the dragons that we're making, the hybrid is the most complicated because it has 4 wings. So when we, you know, start working on that one, we'll already have done several dragons by that time. You know, drakes, dragons, wyverns. We'll have, you know, plenty of idea on how to do the wings, you know, right, and you know, with the modeling and the rigging and animations. So we just want to make sure that it's done right because it's a awesome looking dragon. What's my favorite dragon? Uh, right now it's the Flamestalker, and then in a couple months it'll be the Inferno Ravager, and then whatever dragon I put out after that. But it will never be the Bio. The Bio will never be my favorite dragon. The Bio took way too long to design, way too long, and a lot of money to get that design. We went through lots and lots of different bios before we got one that everybody loved, and it just seems like such a big waste of time. So that one will never be my favorite, but I'm glad it's some of your favorite. Glad you guys like it, especially you Kickstarters that pledged for it. But wow, it was a really big headache on our part to make that thing. Admins already can access server logs, um, and admins already have some really good tools for moderation. I don't know very many uh, games that have the tool set and the convenience that we do for admins. We have a bunch of slash commands. We have an admin panel. I mean, we have this wonderful admin panel that has all this stuff that people can do just by clicking. You got all these admin commands. You can chat while you're in the admin panel. New feature is now admins show up red on the list, so you can easily find out who the other admins are online. So a lot of really good stuff that we offer for admins. But you know, Midnight, our community manager, she's always given me more requests that our admins have, and most of the stuff that we have in the game for admins is stuff we put in for our own admins that they've requested. So we'll continue to improve the admin tool set, but it's already really good. Weather, we'll definitely have snow. We probably will never have lightning. I watched a video from another survival game and they got lightning, and I tell you, that one flash and I was like already having eye pain. I was like, wow, that my optic nerves are shot. You know, but I spend a lot of time on the computer, so staring at a monitor, so my eyes are pretty light sensitive already, but those lightning flashes in a game just, wow, burn my eyeballs. Now if I did do lightning, if you know, if there's like a 1% chance that I will in the future, and if I did, it would be something that you could disable. I would never put, and it would probably be off by default, because you know, some people are light sensitive, and sometimes lightning flashes can give people seizures. I got a friend, actually two friends, that if they play a game and there's like bright flashes, they can like go instantly into a seizure. So they have to stay away from any games that have like bright flashes. And I don't, you know, I'm not that bad, but if I see bright flashes, it like burns my optic nerves. You know, it's like, well, I start getting really bad eye pain, which leads to a migraine, which means that, you know, my day is shot. I can't stare at the computer screen any longer. So, but we already did rain. We have rain. I just haven't put it in the game yet. But we did do rain. It's just not in. And we have snow. We have rain and we have snow. You know, I tried that with the dragon snout for first person view. I did it to where you could still see the nose of the dragon and everything. And in some angles you could like see right through his nose and you'd see his teeth and stuff like that. And sometimes it just, you know, you get something like that. And I thought, if I want to do this, I want to do it right. And the right way to do that would to have like a second mesh that is just for first person mode. You'd have one for third, and you'd have one like the full body for the third person, and then you'd have a half of a head only mesh for first person mode. So it would like go from like right behind the eyes, everything like right behind the eyes from the feet and tail, all that would be like gone. There would be nothing there. So you would just have the mesh, you know, the model from just behind the eyes all the way, you know, to the nose. That's the proper way to do it, and you know, so the camera would be like right here, and so but we got way too much other stuff to do and put in the game before we would do something like that, where you would just see straight down, you know, your nose. But well, thank you, Marie. You know, comments like that are always appreciated. We get so many. Oh, not anymore. We used to get a lot of really bad comments. Now we're getting a lot of really good comments, and then the critics and haters, you know, they're still trying to be relevant. You know, they still try to hate on the game, but there's getting to be less and less stuff for them to hate on. But it doesn't stop them from trying. They're still trying to hate Day of Dragons, but eventually they'll be playing it too. So I've seen some people that said, you know, I used to be a big time hater of this game, but I really like it now. We've had some people that have actually apologized for all the hate that they gave us, you know, 2 years ago. Um, you know, we accept those apologies. You know, the hate that we got when we, you know, finished our Kickstarter was really undeserved and uncalled for, and it was just, I call it fear mongering. You know, you know, somebody said, this is just another Kickstarter scam. They're stealing your money. There's no game here. You guys got scammed. And then, you know, a lot of people flipped out, and they're like, oh no, they stole our money. And it's like, no, this is a legit game. We've had every intention of doing exactly what we said we were going to do, and we're doing it. And then you had some people that are like the Kickstarter ends, you know, and like those videos came out, and they're like, "Where's the game? Where's the game you promised? You know, it's been 4 weeks. Where is this game? You know, you got 500K. Where's the game?" It's like, you know what? We could have got $5 billion in the Kickstarter, and we still wouldn't have a game done in 4 weeks. It takes a lot longer than 4 weeks to make a game. You know, you need two things. Well, three things. You need to make a game. You got to have three things. Number one, you got to have money. Number two, you got to have talent. And number three, you got to have time. So you need money, time, and talent to make a game. If you have time and talent but no money, you're not going to get very far. If you have time and money but no talent, your game's not going to be very good. If you have talent and money but no time, there will be no game. So you got to have all three of those to make a good game. And people said, you got money and you got talent, but we're not going to give you any time. You know, we want the game now. It's like, that's not how it works. You need, you know, a good game takes at least 5 years to make. You know, not 4 weeks, not 8 weeks. It takes two to 5 years. And we got, you know, our beta out. Let's see, we were funded in October of 2019. And we got our beta out, which is the Kickstarter game that we promised to make. We got that out in July of 2021. So that was less than 2 years. We got our beta out, and that doesn't happen very often. To get a working beta that was as good as our beta out in less than 2 years with the small team that we had, you know, but all we hear from the critics is, this is all you got? It's been 2 years. You've had 2 years, and there's only 2 playable dragons in the game. It's like, yeah, but you know, we built the foundation before we started building the rest of the game. So you get the foundation built, and then everything else is a whole lot easier to put together. You start building the walls before you build the foundation, and you're gonna have problems. So, building is something I know how to do. I know how to build, and I've been building things for a long time. I know you start from the ground and you work your way up. And with game development, you have to build all the foundation systems first, and then you build on top of that all the other stuff. And then once all the foundation stuff is done, like now that we have Flamestalker in, Inferno is going to be a whole lot easier to put in because now we have all the fire stuff already done. So fire stuff's done. So adding more fire dragons is going to be easy. It's not going to take a whole lot of time compared to the first fire dragon. You know, if we added another acid dragon or another plasma dragon, it'd be a whole lot easier to do than the first one, because we already got the acid and the plasma stuff, you know, related stuff done. And you know, the ice, once we get our first ice dragon done, then the second ice will be easier. But you know, ice will kind of work the same way as fire, you know. So since I already have things done with fire, that'll make adding ice dragons a lot easier. But you know, that's how building goes. You have to build foundation systems and mechanics, and then other things can piggyback off of those foundations. No, the fire damage doesn't give you a burn effect. I might add that later. Just for now, it's just a cool effect. Now, if you catch somebody else on fire, that does damage. Like Flamestalkers, they don't catch on fire, but you can catch a Shadow Scaler Acid Spitter on fire. When you breathe fire on them, there's a chance that every tick of the fire has a chance to cause a burn dot, and that burn dot does damage over time, so it'll do damage every second. And you either have to wait for the fire to go out, or you have to go jump in the water to put the fire out. That's the Flamestalker mushroom right there. No, lying upside down, when you start pitching up and you get your collision capsules upside down, some weird things start happening in the game. When you're completely, you know, when you're collision capsule with the Unreal character movement system. If you flip the collision capsule, which is basically what a lot of your physics uses for your location and velocity, momentum, and all that stuff. When it flips upside down, it changes a lot of things. So I've tried that when I was prototyping my physics-based flight system, and a lot of things broke. And I thought, it's probably best that we don't let players go upside down. It makes the flight system a whole lot easier. Did you guys notice on the threat call that when he threat calls, he like breathes smoke out of his nose? It's pretty cool. Fly. I don't need to fly. I'd rather burn this acid spitter and watch him catch on fire. Or the shadow skill. See, now he's on fire. Just eating mushrooms. No, the IR doesn't have weird horns, like it did in the Alpha. Yes, the Ice Wyvern and Ice Dragon, all the Ice Dragons, their heat map is a lot weaker, so they're a lot harder to see with heat vision because they're cold. So I think they're mostly purple. So like with the heat vision, they would be like that color over there, like those rocks. So they wouldn't be like that. Yeah, this game has controller support, so you can play with a controller. There's no character customization in the game outside of skins. We do have like cosmetic thingies, like if you're a patron, we have these like these little sky jellies. This is one of the Patreon reward perks that you can get. I think this is one of our lifetime 100 rewards. But like the dragon pearls we're going to be adding to the game, there'll be cosmetic pearls that you can equip, and there will be other cosmetic effects like this that you'll be able to activate. I'm not talking about like ancients for players. The NPCs you encounter in the game will most all of them be ancients that you'll ancient ancestors that you'll have to find. Most of them will be um, in out of the way places like in a cave. Oh yeah, there's NPCs in the game. I added NPC support a long time ago. I just haven't put them in the game yet. There's actually an NPC in the test server. One of the ancient acid spitter. It's right here. Yeah, there might be NPC aggression, especially if you're not the same species. Like if you're a elder Flamestalker and you want to go talk to this ancient acid spitter, it might not go over so well. He looks directly in your eyes. Will there be hydras added into the game? I guess you're going to have to wait and see. It would be awesome. Well, all I will say is that if we do add a Hydra, it will be pretty epic. And it will have a very special mechanic. Will the ancients be killable? I don't know. Might just make them so that if you attack them, they'll one-shot you. It's fun setting things on fire. Well, this stream has been going on for over 2 hours, so I want to go ahead and call it a night. I need to get some beauty rest. Got a lot of work to do tomorrow and over the weekend as we go ahead and put the finishing touches on this Flamestalker for all of you. And I'm pretty sure you all are going to enjoy this. And what I'm going to enjoy the most, well, things I'm going to really enjoy once this goes in the game. One is watching everybody that was inactive come back and start playing it and enjoy it, and the people that are active, you know, enjoy it. But also, I'm going to really enjoy watching how the ecosystem of the game changes with a new creature added. So up until now, there's just a 2-species balance. You know, I had to balance Acid Spitter and Shadow Scale, and now we have 3 species, and so it's going to change the ecosystem and the you know, the balance of the game a little bit. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how all of that balances out. I know starting out there's going to be tons of Flamestalkers everywhere you look. There'll be Flamestalkers, but eventually you'll start seeing people going ahead and playing a good balance of everything, I think. Because you know, to take a Flamestalker down, you know, a Shadow Scale and an Acid Spitter might want to team up, or you'll see Shadow Scales running with Flamestalkers. You might see Flamestalkers running with Acid Spitters. You know, so plans, you know, will have a little bit of everything. And, groups and players. And really interested in seeing how the ecosystem changes in the game. Well, I hope you all enjoyed our little sneak peek preview. We will see you in the next dev stream, and hopefully in the game here in the next week or two, playing as a Flamestalker. Oh, I'm supposed to say this before the stream is over. Be sure to check us out on, well, we are already on YouTube. Some of you have our Discord already, but we are on Discord. The link should be in our YouTube channel. We're also on Twitter at twitter.com/beawesome_games. But you can also find us on Patreon, patreon.com/beawesomegames. And we have some really cool, special, unique Patreon rewards. But you can also visit our website. You can get the Discord link, the Patreon link, the social media links right off of our website at dayofdragons.com. We'll see you next time. Good night, everybody.